Imagine this.
Знімаю.
You're in a relationship or maybe just getting to know someone, and you want to make him think about you all the time, crave your presence, and see you as irreplaceable. Is there
Яблучко
a
треба.
secret to making a man want you more? What makes a man invest in a woman, prioritize her over others, and feel an undeniable pull toward her? Today, you're going to discover exactly that. I'll reveal powerful secrets about how to ignite a deep desire in a man and make him truly value you. And stay with me until the end because the last revelation is the most powerful of them all. You might think you already know some of these strategies, but what I'm about to show you goes far beyond the obvious and can completely transform your relationship dynamics. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to the Female Red Pill channel, hit the like button, and share this video. You won't want to miss a single detail of these revelations. And I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt like a man was losing interest and you didn't know how to turn things around? Comment below and let's get into it. Let's start by breaking one of the biggest myths women believe about attraction. Many women think that if they are always available, always kind, and always giving, a man will appreciate and desire them more. But here's the truth. Too much availability kills attraction. The more a man feels he has full access to you without any challenge, the less he values your presence. It's not because men are cruel or ungrateful. It's because human psychology works in a way that makes us appreciate what requires effort. Think about it. The things we work for, the things we have to earn, always feel more valuable than those handed to us effortlessly. And this is exactly how attraction works. When you give too much too soon without requiring any effort from him, he subconsciously assumes that your attention is not that valuable. That's why women who are overly accommodating often find themselves feeling ignored or taken for granted. So what's the first secret to making him want you more? You must introduce a sense of scarcity into the dynamic. When something is always available, it loses its perceived value. But when it's rare or hard to attain, it becomes desirable. This is why exclusive items, VIP memberships, and luxury brands hold such power. Because not everyone can have them. How do you apply this to your relationships? You must control your availability strategically. That doesn't mean playing manipulative games or pretending to be busy when you're not. It means genuinely creating a life so fulfilling that he realizes your time is precious. When you have your own goals, passions, and priorities, he will naturally start to feel that he needs to earn a place in your life, rather than just receiving your attention by default. A woman who has self-respect and high standards becomes a challenge in the best way possible. She's not always available at his convenience, and that makes her presence feel more valuable. This doesn't mean ignoring him or being distant. It means creating an environment where he feels the need to win you over consistently. Now let's take this even deeper. There's a specific psychological trigger that, when activated, makes a man fear losing you, and that's what we'll talk about next. But first, tell me in the comments, have you ever felt like you were too available in a relationship? What happened? I want to know your experiences. Now let's dive deeper. If you want a man to desire you more, you need to activate a psychological trigger that makes him fear losing you. This isn't about making him jealous in a toxic way. It's about creating a dynamic where he feels that if he doesn't step up, someone else will. Think about it. When something feels guaranteed, we stop putting in effort. This is true in every area of life. People take their jobs for granted until they face the risk of losing them. They stop appreciating their health until they experience a wake-up call. And in relationships, men stop putting in effort when they feel there's no perceived competition for your attention. This doesn't mean you should actively try to make him jealous by flirting with other men. Instead, you need to subtly remind him that you have options. The best way to do this? By being the kind of woman that men naturally admire, respect, and gravitate toward. When a man sees that others value you, his own perception of you rises. It's human nature. We assume that something desirable to others must be valuable. This is why high-value women never chase men. They don't need to. They carry themselves in a way that signals confidence, independence, and self-worth. And as a result, men naturally feel the urge to pursue them, rather than the other way around. So how do you apply this in your own life? You must cultivate social proof. Social proof is the psychological principle that makes people value things that others desire. This applies to everything, from products with thousands of 5-star reviews to people who are admired by others. When a man sees that you are liked, respected, and pursued in social settings, he instinctively feels the need to secure his place in your life. One of the most powerful ways to create this effect is by maintaining a vibrant social life. When he sees that you have friends, hobbies, and a fulfilling life outside of him, he realizes that you're not dependent on his validation. This, in turn, makes him want to be part of your world. Now let's talk about an even deeper concept, one that most women overlook. If you want a man to crave you, you must master the art of emotional unpredictability. A lot of women mistakenly believe that being consistent in how they show affection is the key to keeping a man interested. They think that if they are always sweet, always affectionate, and always the same, he will appreciate their stability. But this is not how male psychology works. The truth is, men are wired to respond to uncertainty. When something is too predictable, it stops being exciting. This is why people get addicted to unpredictable rewards, just like gamblers who keep playing slot machines, hoping for the next big win. The human brain craves variety and surprise. In relationships, this means that if a man can always predict your response, he will subconsciously lose excitement. This doesn't mean being manipulative or creating drama. It means keeping things dynamic. Some days you might be incredibly affectionate. Other days you might be more distant and focused on yourself. This natural ebb and flow of attention keeps a man engaged because he never fully knows what to expect. But here's the key. This has to come from a genuine place. You're not acting hot and cold on purpose. You're simply living your life in a way where your focus shifts between your own goals and your relationship. When you're genuinely busy, when you're emotionally unpredictable in an authentic way, he starts to feel that he must work to keep your attention. And that's what creates long-term attraction. Now, before we continue, I want you to tell me in the comments, have you ever noticed how men react when they feel they have to work for your attention? What did you do differently in those situations? Let's talk about it. In the next part, we're going to uncover one of the biggest hidden mistakes that push men away, and how to reverse it instantly. Now, let's uncover one of the biggest hidden mistakes that push men away, and how to reverse it instantly. A lot of women unknowingly kill attraction by making one critical mistake. They start treating the man as the center of their world too soon. They rearrange their schedules to fit his. They make him their emotional priority. They start to overinvest in the relationship before he has truly earned it. And here's the harsh truth. The moment a man feels he has you completely, without having to work for it, his attraction starts to fade. Men don't fall in love with women who revolve their lives around them. They fall in love with women who have a sense of self so strong that he feels lucky just to be part of her world. Think about it. The women who drive men crazy, the ones they chase, obsess over, and can't get enough of, are never the ones who drop everything for them. They are the women who maintain a sense of mystery, who have their own goals and passions, who remain slightly out of reach. And this brings us to a game-changing concept: high-value detachment. High-value detachment means you care about him, but you don't need him. You enjoy his presence, but you don't depend on it. You love spending time with him, but you're completely fine on your own. This attitude is magnetic because it communicates confidence, security, and choice. Men instinctively want to win a woman who is not easily won. When they sense that you are emotionally independent, that you won't tolerate less than what you deserve, they rise to the challenge. They want to prove themselves to you. But when they feel that they already have you, with no effort, they stop trying. So how do you apply this in your relationship? First, you must train yourself to resist the urge to overgive. A high-value woman never gives more than what she's receiving. If he's putting in effort, match his energy. If he's pulling back, don't chase. Pull back as well. When you maintain this mirroring effect, you create a balance where he feels that he must consistently invest in order to keep your attention. Second, keep your personal goals and dreams at the center of your life. If your world revolves around him, he will feel it. And paradoxically, it will make him take you for granted. But if you continue to prioritize your own growth, your own ambitions, and your own happiness, he will respect you on a deeper level. And more importantly, he will want to be part of your world. And finally, practice emotional self-control. When a man pulls away, many women panic. They start questioning, overanalyzing, and desperately trying to fix whatever they think went wrong. But here's what a high-value woman does. Nothing. She simply leans back, stays in her feminine energy, and allows him to come back on his own. And he will, if he truly values you. Now let's take things even deeper. There's one final secret, and it's the most powerful of them all. It's the secret that makes a man not only want you but feel that he needs you in his life. and I'll reveal it in the next part. Before we continue, let me know in the comments. Have you ever found yourself overgiving in a relationship? What happened? I want to hear your thoughts. Now, we've arrived at the most powerful secret of all, the one that makes a man not only want you, but feel that he needs you in his life. This is the key that separates women who are momentary flings from the women men cannot walk away from. And that secret is the emotional imprint. An emotional imprint is the lasting effect you leave on a man's mind and heart. It's the reason why some women stay in a man's thoughts for years, even if the relationship ends. It's why men can date multiple women, but still find themselves drawn back to one woman who made them feel something different. Here's the truth. Men don't fall in love because of looks alone. They don't commit because a woman is simply nice or loyal. They commit because they connect with a woman in a way they can't replace. So how do you create this emotional imprint? First, you must understand that men crave emotional highs just as much as women do. They might not express it in the same way, but they are deeply affected by emotions. The key is to make sure that when he's with you, he experiences feelings that he doesn't get anywhere else. This means mastering two things: contrast and unpredictability. Contrast is what makes experiences memorable. Think about your most intense memories, both good and bad. They stand out because they weren't neutral. They had emotional depth. If every interaction with you is predictable, if every moment feels the same, his mind won't register you as someone special. But if you create moments of contrast, where he experiences both excitement and depth, fun and intensity, he won't be able to forget you. Unpredictability is what keeps a man's mind engaged. If he can always predict how you'll respond, he will eventually stop feeling excitement around you. But if you bring variety, sometimes playful, sometimes deep, sometimes challenging, sometimes comforting, he will never know what's coming next. And that keeps his emotional energy focused on you. Another crucial part of leaving an emotional imprint is understanding his unique desires and fears. Every man has a deep emotional need that he rarely shares. Some men crave admiration. Others crave security. Some fear failure. Others fear being controlled. When you become the woman who understands him better than anyone else, who sees beyond his surface and into his true self, he will never want to let you go. But here's where most women go wrong. They try to be everything for a man, rather than being exactly what he needs most. Instead of trying to be perfect, focus on tuning into him. Notice what makes his eyes light up. Notice what he avoids talking about. Pay attention to the things he values most in life, and become the woman who naturally aligns with those things. And finally, the ultimate way to make a man feel like he needs you is this: become a source of inspiration in his life. A man might be attracted to a woman for her beauty, but he stays with the woman who elevates him. When he feels that you make him a better man, when you challenge him, support his ambitions, and make him feel like he's winning in life, he will associate you with his own growth and success. And when a man feels that his life is better because you are in it, he will never risk losing you. Now, if you've watched this far, I want to know your thoughts. Have you ever experienced leaving an emotional imprint on a man? Or have you ever struggled with making a man truly value you? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Female Red Pill, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. If you want to go even deeper into the secrets of attraction, I have 2 videos on the screen that will reveal even more hidden truths about male psychology. Click on one of them now, and I'll see you there.